Hello! Today I'm gonna share the gospel of Vim. So I've been a Vim user for like 10 years, I think. Currently I'm using Neovim. It came out a few years ago and it's like the successor to Vim. Vim is still being developed, but it seems like the community is around Neovim at the moment. It seems like more people are enthusiastic there, and it seems like they are a bit more open for developing new features. If you're gonna pick one, I think Neovim currently at the moment. But both Vim and Neovim are good. I've been using both of them. And what I also like with Vim, like if you go and learn Vim, so they have like special key bindings, like how you navigate, and it's a bit different way to think about how to edit text. What is also great is that since there is this big following who like Vim, they have also developed extensions, and many programs have default or built-in ways to get the same Vim key bindings in other programs. So I can just show you here. Like for the web browser, there is the plugin or extension Vimium. So then you can navigate the web using only the keyboard with their key bindings that are like similar to Vim. For like the IntelliJ and the JetBrains IDEs, they have an extension called IdeaVim. It comes pre-installed, and I think even when you like start one of the programs, they will ask like, do you want to enable it? So I guess there are quite a lot of people who use that. I use it myself in Rider for .NET development. There is also for Visual Studio. I guess, yeah, there is something for Visual Studio Code as well. I'm using Visual Studio when I work as well. And then I'm using this VS Vim extension. And maybe this is an older version. But there is one current one for Visual Studio 2022. In the past, I've used, I think it's this XVim, so it's for Xcode when doing iOS development. I'm not sure about the state of this. I don't use Mac really that much, and it was a long time ago since I did iOS development, so I don't know what the state is, but there might be something for Xcode. And also, like here in ZSH, the like terminal emulator. And they also have a built-in Vim mode. When I searched, I saw that there is some extension apparently to make it even better, but I've only been using this default one. So this comes built-in into ZSH, and that's the only one I've been using, but I think it works plenty well, so I haven't looked for something else. And I can also mention that in Bash they have also some Vim mode that you can use. But I just want to show you a little bit in Neovim. So I'm using the distribution LazyVim, it's called. Then you get like a quite good setup with a lot of extensions pre-installed. In the past, I've like had my Vim config and done it all myself, but I thought recently I have been a little bit away from Vim, and I was using Neovim, and I didn't want to like look at my own config and try to see how to make it work and update it. So then I just went with the LazyVim. So that's what I've been using lately, and I think it works well. But let's just create a new file here, and I will just show you a little bit of the basics of Vim. So what makes it different is that they have different modes. Now I'm in the insert mode, as we can see. So if I press escape, then I go into the normal mode, and that's where we navigate. So then the keys have completely different meanings. So then you are not writing anymore. Where if I like press I now to insert, so then now I'm in insert mode, and if I type something and I press escape, so now I'm back in the normal mode. But so in the insert mode you can type like normal. But here in the normal mode, then you can navigate. So like H is for going to the left, L is for going to the right. If I press YY, then I will copy this line, and P is for paste. So if I just paste a few rows, I'm going up with K, and I can go down with J, And if I maybe write a bit more normal text, this is text, and then YY to copy it, and then P for paste. Paste. If I go up and then can join, so that's if I want to join one line with the next one, it's capital J. So if I just join this together to one. So when I have like a sentence like this, I can press on B for back, B. W is for word, so it's to jump one word. So I can go back and forward with this. And also the letter E, so that's for end. So then I jump to the end of each word instead. But so you have all these key bindings that you can learn for navigating. And then it also, like the next step, that's like they have a grammar, so you can combine different commands like this. And so it's like a language in a way. Yeah, now I'm navigating here, but maybe I want to change this word. So then I would press C for in change, and I is in, and then W as in word. So CIW, change in word. So then it deletes the word, and put into insert mode, and then now I can write something else. This is a tree, maybe. Escape. And if I go here, DIW, so delete in word. So that deletes a word. And like you can see, it leaves a space around it. I can press DAW, delete a word. Then it doesn't keep that space. And yeah, that's like the next level. So when you have learned the movements, then you can also this with change in and delete and like you combine them, and I think like it's very useful. I think that you can navigate and edit your code and write text only with the keyboard, so you don't need to use the mouse to move around. You can very easily with Vim jump around, and very easy to copy paste and move stuff around, especially when you're coding. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, a great part is that so many other programs have Vim extensions. So these key bindings, when you learn it once, you can apply it like everywhere. So like during these last 10 years, I've been using it in all kinds of editors. So regardless if you switch editor, you can always then use the same key bindings. So you don't really need to like learn again how to use, or you learn to use that specific editor. You can use these key bindings and quite easily be proficient in another editor if you ever switch again. So you don't feel that like locked into one specific editor, I think. So maybe that's it. I didn't want to show you that much, but there are great tutorials online if you want to really learn Vim or Neovim. They are so similar, so it really doesn't matter which one. Like if you find a tutorial for one or the other, it's more like the super advanced developer centric things. Then it matters like which one you're using. But just as a normal user, then it really doesn't matter. Yeah, if the tutorial is towards Vim or Neovim. But I encourage you to check it out, and I think it's a great editor, and I think you will be very happy if you learn it and take some time to that. So that's it for me. I hope you have a great day. See you.